Chapter 6, Mishnah 3. The next three Mishnahs discuss laws of renting animals. As a rule, a renter, shocher, is obligated to pay for damage that happens to the rented object because of his negligence, and for damage that he could have prevented. He does not have to pay for damage that was unavoidable. See Introduction to Chapter 3, Mishnah 7 and 8. Or see an introduction to Chapter 3 and Chapter 7, Mishnah 8. I'm not sure. Continuing. This Mishnah discusses whether a renter who does not keep to the terms of the rental is obligated to pay for damage that occurs. If someone rents a donkey and agrees that he will lead it only on a mountain, but instead he leads it in a valley, or he agrees to lead it in a valley but leads it on a mountain, even if this path on the mountain is 10 mills long, and that path on the valley is also 10 mills long, and thus the renter did not take the donkey any farther than he agreed to take it. If the donkey dies on the way for no known reason, the renter is obligated to pay for it. This is because air on a mountain is different from air in a valley, and the owner could claim that the renter caused the donkey's death by bringing it to an environment that it was not used to. The Mishnah discusses whether an owner is responsible to provide a renter with a replacement animal if the rented animal becomes unusable. Someone rents a donkey and it becomes blind, or is temporarily seized for the king's service. If the renter demands a replacement, the owner can say to him, "Your animal is here before you," i.e. the donkey that I gave you can still be used to some extent. Therefore, I do not have to replace it. However, if the donkey died or broke a limb and cannot perform work at all, the owner must provide the renter with another donkey for the rest of the term of the rental, or return the rental money. The Mishnah returns to the case where someone rented a donkey and took it on a path other than the one stipulated by the owner. Having earlier stated the law when the animal died from an unknown cause, the Mishnah now states the law when the animal died because of a specific reason. If someone rents a donkey and agrees to lead it on a mountain but instead leads it in a valley, the law is as follows. If the donkey slipped and died, the renter is exempt from paying for it. Although he did not obey the owner's instructions, its death cannot be considered the renter's fault, since if he had taken it on a mountain as agreed, it would have been even more likely to slip due to the mountain's steepness. However, if the animal was affected by the heat of the valley and died, the renter is obligated to pay for it. In this case, he is responsible for the animal's death, for if he had kept to the agreement and taken it on a mountain where the air is cooler, it would not have died from the heat. In the next case, the reverse is true. If a person rents a donkey and agrees to lead it in a valley, but instead leads it on a mountain, the law is as follows. If it slipped on the mountain and died, the renter is obligated to pay for it. For if he had kept to the agreement and taken it in a valley, it would not have slipped. But if it died because it was affected by the heat on the mountain, the renter is exempt. In this case, he is not responsible for its death, because if he had taken it to a valley as agreed, it would have been even more likely to die from heat. However, if the donkey became overheated and died because of the strain of climbing the mountain, the renter is obligated to pay, because he caused its death by leading it up the mountain.